A woman never wore makeup in 30 years of marriage, but on the day of her divorce she gave herself the most stunning makeover. She put on a tempting shade of lipstick, carefully redrew her eyeliner, cut off the long hair she had kept for half her life, and finally changed into an elegant and tasteful dress. She decided from today on to live as her true self. The reason behind her drastic transformation was simply because yesterday morning, the breakfast she prepared with care for her son was met with disgust and complaints. Her son said food made by hands that scrub toilets every day made him feel sick. She never imagined her job as a cleaner would become the reason her own son looked down on her. At that moment, her husband came home from work. She quickly wiped away her tears in secret and greeted him with a smile. But what awaited her was divorce papers. The reason was that his company was about to go public, and he needed a wife with status, not an old woman who only knew how to cook and clean. Seeing the cold black words on white paper, she couldn't believe what was happening. She regretted her choices deeply. She was actually born into a wealthy family, but gave up everything for love and married him. For 30 years she lived a simple life willingly, even hiding her true background, quietly working as a janitor in her husband's small company, but in secret she helped support the company's rise. Yet after all those years of sacrifice and hard work, what she got in return was abandonment. The series of emotional blows crushed her, and she ended up in the hospital, only to be diagnosed with cancer. Her best friend was furious when she found out, and urged her to leave that house and return to her life as a rich heiress, which would also help with her treatment. But even so, she still couldn't let go of 30 years of feelings, and wanted to give her husband one more chance. When she returned home, struggling with whether to reveal her true identity, she opened the door and overheard her husband flirting with a scheming woman. Only then did she finally wake up, realizing her husband had long since moved on. There was no point in staying in that house anymore, so she decided to return to her original self. She cut off her long hair, and in the next moment transformed from a worn-out woman into a stunning beauty. She returned to her family, and reclaimed her rightful place as the heiress of the corporation. On her first day back at the company, she unexpectedly ran into her ex-husband, who had brought his new lover to seek a partnership. The lover shamelessly insulted her, mocking her as a loser, and declared herself her rival in love. The woman no longer held back. She slapped the lover across the face, and coldly said she wasn't even worthy of being a rival. Her ex-husband flew into a rage, accused her of ruining his future, and claimed the lover was a friend of the richest heiress, who could help him land a major deal. She let out a mocking laugh, and said she had never needed to be anyone's friend to succeed. The lover didn't believe she was really the heiress, and asked where she got the nerve to pretend to be one. Her ex-husband even said she had gone crazy. The woman gave a scornful smile, and said she must have been blind, but now finally saw the truth of the last 30 years. The lover was unwilling to accept defeat, and threatened to blacklist her in the entire city, so she wouldn't even be able to work as a janitor. The woman then asked her ex-husband if he was sure that the lover could really help him. He replied without hesitation that the lover was far better than her, then turned and left. The business director came to ask the woman if they should cancel the deal. She calmly said not to rush. This time she wanted to play it slow. That night, her ex-husband came home drunk to an empty house, still calling her name, hoping she'd bring him tea to sober up, but all that answered him was silence. In a daze he saw her telling him to drink less, and handing him the tea, but the moment he reached out, he realized it was just an illusion. She had long since left him. In a panic he called her, but the phone was turned off. The next moment, the doorbell rang. He rushed to open the door thinking she was back, but it was only a delivery. He opened the package, and found divorce papers sent by her, saying she would leave with nothing, and would go handle the paperwork tomorrow. The next day, the lover received a call from the top corporation, saying they had agreed to cooperate, and invited him to a birthday banquet. He was overjoyed, and credited it all to the lover, saying they would get married after the banquet. Little did he know, the lover had never met the heiress, and the deal was orchestrated by the woman on purpose, just to humiliate him in public. While he was still dreaming of a beautiful future, the woman's doctor found him, and told him about her cancer diagnosis.